Hello, hello, and welcome back to my little channel. Before we get started on internal obstacles and the things that stand in our way, as promised, when we're attempting to pursue change in our worlds, or even just instigate the well-being of the majority of people, based on valid and evidence-based situations that are, again, much more empathetic than what some people may be wanting a little bit in these trying times. So before we get into that, do the liking, do the subscribing, feed the grand algorithm that exists within the void. Give it your sacrifice of pressing a button. That is what all of this is about here on this social media platform we call the YouTubing. Yeah, anyway, internal obstacles. What are they? They're the things inside us, the things from our history, the things regarding our feelings, the things that we care about, the things that matter to us. All of that is internal. It's influenced largely by the external world, but it's all internal. It's all inside of us. It's much a part of us as our external body, or the place that we work, or the things that we do creatively, or the things we don't do creatively, or our general everyday lives, or our children, or our parents, and the place that we live in, the economic status which we have. All of these things make us up, and they are rooted in how we feel and what comes from the inside and manifests in the outside. So one could say that it's one of the more important, just getting lost in the halo of brightness that's over me. Keep the light to your back. That way it's not hindering your vision at all. External, not internal, that is. So this is the things that we experience as children, the things that may have traumatized us or shaped us or enriched us. The opposite of trauma is enrichment, and there are things that enrich our lives, and how and what we're willing to sacrifice of ourselves in order to do a thing, or what risk we're willing to take that may bleed over into affecting others that we care about in our immediate world. And we all like to say we care about everyone. I care about all people. It almost sounds as shitty as all lives matter, honey, because there are people that are much more important in our worlds than Joe Schmo, proverbially, or random Karen. There are people that we care more about their opinions, their well-being, their general happiness, their existence continuing. More about that than the average stranger. So that doesn't necessarily apply, but these are all those things internally that stand in your way and create obstacles. How do you feel? Do you get anxious in certain situations? Do you feel like you want to flee or freeze up? And in certain, say, protesting situations where you're on the proverbial front lines, freezing isn't necessarily always an option. Running away isn't necessarily always an option. Fearing of getting arrested and what that could mean, not only for the things that are most important to you, but for a carefully builded reputation, whether it's valid or not. During the Occupy movement, I knew many of people who did not want to be seen because they knew they might threaten their jobs by being involved, or didn't want to get arrested because they knew that could reflect poorly on what gave them the capability to be there and to donate blankets and time and to document with film and all these higher income people than the lower rung of the 99%. There's that 89% that is in that middle area needs to also maintain their things. So yeah, these are all internal things that we would struggle with in our pursuit for justice, or fighting injustice, or selective justice is a much better way of putting it there. which, selectively enforced laws is one of those signs of fascism. So keep that in mind as you're observing the world. In the meantime, do what you can when you can. And you don't have to do any more than that. And above all else, darlings, as you tread through life, keep empathy alive. Don't let it die. It's not a dirty word.